TIFU by cleaning my humidifier and almost killing my entire family. Obligatory, this actually did happen today. My family and I live in the sun-blasted hellscape that is central Arizona, USA. The whole area is a hot, dry desert, and if you live outside of the city, as we do, it's common to see relative humidity in the teens, and single digits are not uncommon. For those who don't live somewhere that's anathema to life, that's very dry. Since we aren't a family of kangaroo rats, we keep the air in our house comfortable with an evaporative humidifier. Basically, a pump drips water on an absorbent pad, and a fan pulls air through that pad to blow out more humid air to the house. It's one of the full household-size jobs that will humidify your air with 12 gallons of water a day. For various reasons not apropos to this TIFU, the humidifier hadn't been maintained well for the last few weeks. Today I decided to change the filter and give it a good cleaning. Possibly inspired by another recent TIFU, I also decided to attack the calcium buildup with a 1/3 vinegar solution. While cleaning, though, I noticed a sliminess that made me think that there was bacterial growth. No big deal, thought I. Eventually a biofilm will grow on something that's always wet, no matter what precautions you take. I scrubbed off the biofilm, cleaned the calcium scale with my vinegar solution, and reassembled the unit. Here's where the TIFU really starts. Some parts of the mechanism aren't accessible, they are in the pump, water lines, etc. I decided to run my vinegar solution though for a few minutes to dissolve some calcium deposits in places I couldn't reach. But, thought I, proving that too much thinking causes trouble, there's probably bacteria in there, too. I figured I should add something that would kill the bacteria, and what, I figured, is better at that than bleach? Right now, readers with some chemistry are thinking, dude. Yeah, I know. Or, I should have known. But I didn't think it through, so I poured some bleach into the humidifier, followed by the remains of my vinegar solution, and turned it on to pump the mixture into the water lines. Almost immediately thereafter, I took a whiff and started coughing. At that point the little voice that remembered my college chemistry finally was heard. Turns out mixing a sodium hypochlorite solution, like, say, bleach, with a weak acid, like, say, vinegar, creates chlorine and chloramine gases, both of which are very toxic, like, they have been used as actual chemical weapons toxic, and I just put them in a goddamn distribution system. I immediately unplugged the humidifier and carried it to the bathroom, turned on the vent fan, and poured my ersatz chemical weapon down the bathtub drain. Of course, the pouring process gave me another good snoot of the offending vapors. So now the house is airing out, the wife, son, and dog are playing in the backyard for a bit, the wife is trying to mail back my engineering degree, and for the next few days I'll be coughing like I've got the black lung, TLDR, tried to clean my humidifier, accidentally tried to kill my family trench warfare style. Edit, words. Edit 2, front page, need. It has been pointed out that there wouldn't be chloramine, just chlorine. I think this story shows that chemistry isn't my forte. Finally, to those giving me shit for making sure to mention that I'm an engineer, I have to, if everyone doesn't know, I'm just some guy with a lot of student loan debt. Can't have that. Edit 3, lots of fake internet points and my first gold. It's almost worth the war crime. Thanks. I love the bit where your wife tries to mail back your degree because you decided to go all WWI on them. I can't even blame her. That's, like, chemistry 101. TIFU by putting a dildo in my gun case, NSFW. This happened a couple weeks ago. My aunt and sister-in-law came to visit my neck of the woods, but I'd just returned from a business trip and hadn't been home yet when we met up. They wanted to see my new apartment, so we headed over to my place. I went back to my bedroom to change out of the airplane clothes. I can't be the only one who does this, right? And notice I'd left a purple vibrator on my bedside table. My husband had jokingly purchased the brightest, most obnoxious purple vibrating eggplant he could find, because we're apart a lot for work and he laughs at my affinity for purple. I went to put it away just as my sister-in-law walked into my bedroom. Having family see you holding a vibrating jelly stick strikes me as odd, so I ducked down and went for the first concealing item I saw, my pistol case. I quickly and snugly tucked the vibrator in the foam-lined case alongside my pistol, stuffed it under the bed and went on my merry way. No harm, no foul, no weird looks at Thanksgiving. A few days later, I'm headed to the gun range for some target shooting. I grabbed my guns, some ammo, and headed out. It was such a quick and seemingly insignificant moment with the vibrator, I'd forgotten about stuffing it into the pistol case. The gun is purple, too, BTW. I arranged everything on the table, and opened my gun case. In what seemed like slow motion, I opened the gun case. The dildo, uncomfortably stuffed alongside the pistol, rolls out of the case, perfectly bumps something, the table, I assume. Starts vibrating and comes to a rest on the floor. Past the table. This means, ladies and gents, that it's past the area you can go. There is a purple vibrating dildo lying amongst the spent brass shells. While I was in my own lane, there were 15 to 20 people in the other lanes. For the briefest moment, recognition seemed to fill the area as the gun range fell silent. 15 people watching the hapless dildo vibrate and twist its way across the shooting range. Fortunately, it was only a couple feet past the table, so I grabbed the broom intended for sweeping shells, pulled it back under the table, turned it off, and threw it away. Looks like I have to find a new range now. TLDR, in trying to hide a dildo, I put it in a gun case and proceeded to spill it onto a public gun range. Till eggplant vibrators are a thing. Look at my new bayonet. Does a great job penetrating. Sounds like a pain in the ass if you ask me. Spit on it a little and try again if it hurts. It's supposed to hurt, it's a bayonet.